It's your boy Love Deli back at you with another video. Today we're gonna be talking about a mom who's trying to teach her daughter how to hate the police. I think that's wild. Mind you, she's a white mom with a white daughter, and she wants to teach her daughter how to hate the police, how to not idolize the police. And we're gonna speak about it throughout this video, but I just wanted to give y'all a quick synopsis of what's happening. Let's get into the video.
To my white moms. All right, how are we talking police to our children? Yeah, my daughter yesterday showed up with a little sticker that looked like a police badge. Apparently the police just showed up at her daycare. They ran their lights, they're like, whoop, whoop, we're here. And they were passing out badge stickers like they were candy. My daughter got to hold a walkie-talkie. She came home, she said, Mom, I'm a junior ranger, I need a police car. I was like, what the... Okay, we all know that my child's experience with the police is going to be vastly different than children that don't look like her. We all know this, okay? And I need to make sure I crush the idolization of police in her. Nope, not happening. Because God forbid I raise a child that sees someone get murdered in the broad daylight by the police and blames that person.
All right, we're going to stop right there. I think the two things that she is expressing are two different things. I think as a black man who grew up in a really impoverished neighborhood, I think what you're trying to do, it's like your intentions are good. It's wrong though. What you're asking is, how do you teach your daughter the realistic nature of what policing is versus trying to crush the ideology of policing to your daughter? I think it's really important for parents, especially more black parents, to start teaching their kids what police do, how to interact with the police, how to handle situations with the police. I think on the white side, I think white parents should start, if anything, just not crushing, but almost like just explaining to their children the realistic nature of what policing is. I think 4 years old, she expresses that her daughter's 4. 4 is too young to be trying to just crush your daughter's dreams. That's fucking crazy. That's wild. 4 years old is too young to be trying to crush your daughter's feelings, and her dreams. I think realistically what you're trying to express to your daughter is that what policing is in its overall ideology might not be what she's interested in. And I don't think that's a conversation to have for a 4-year-old. I think the way you're phrasing things are wrong. And I think that's why the internet's kind of like lighting her up. In reality, I think what's happening is she's trying to politicize a child's interest. And that's weird. It's a weird thing to do. And this is what I mean when I think like white guilt might overshadow just what's best for your children. Like, I do appreciate white people who empathize and sympathize, especially with black issues and black plights. I do think there is a large majority of white people who are overcompensating. And I think this is what overcompensating might look like. You don't have to crush your 4-year-old daughter's dreams of being a police officer. If you have a son, you don't have to crush his dreams about being a lawyer or a judge or any other things that black people deal with that might not, the system that might not be favorable to black people. I think let your 4-year-old daughter be 4 and and let her go to daycare and do daycare shit. In reality, I think she might just be overdoing it. It's not that necessary, you know? Like, I get where you're coming from. It's just not a conversation it's a complex conversation that can't be had with a 4-year-old for a 4-year-old to understand. There's no need for this. If your child at 14, 13, 12 wants to be a police officer, then you have to, I don't think you have to, but you start to explain to them what the reality of that occupation is. And then you have those conversations, those more in-depth, complicated conversations. You don't do that with a 4-year-old. I just think you're overcompensating for some type of white guilt that you have, and it's not necessary. Black people really don't want white guilt. What black people want is like just fair treatment overall. Like, it's not about. I can't speak for all black people. Black people are not a monolith. But for me in particular, it's like it's not necessarily about being able to enact some of the harsh realities on white people that white people have enacted on black people. I think it's just about being treated fairly and feeling like you're being treated fairly. I mean, In reality, no one's treated equally, but everyone wants to at least feel like they are. And I think in reality, like, for me personally, it's like, yo, man, like, everyone just wants a fair shake. And I think that's it. Like, what she's doing here isn't, like, it doesn't, I'm sure there's black people in the comment section who's like, yes, 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 yes. And I think there's an extremist version of that type of black ideology also. I think this is too much. You have a 4-year-old little white daughter who wants to be a cop. She might want to be a Barbie tomorrow and a princess the next day and a frog the day after that. And she might want to be black on Thursday. And you just have to allow her to go through that. These are too complex of conversations to be having with a 4-year-old. Just let her be 4. Like, just let her be a kid, because life is going to come fast and she's going to have to deal with it. So at least allow her to be imaginative, expressive, creative, and all of those other things while she can, because life is going to come. And when it does, there's no going back. I think she's doing a lot, but we're going to finish the video.
The police were just doing their job. No, 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 no. So, moms, what resources are we using? What books? What talking points? How do we discuss this? I had no idea it started this early. She is 4. Okay, please help me. Okay, thanks. Bye.
That's the video. That's the whole thing. I genuinely don't believe that what she's doing is best for her daughter. I think eventually you're going to have those conversations, but there's no need to start it this early. I don't like that there's groups of white moms apparently reading books about black issues to explain to their children. I think that seems crazy, especially children that young. I mean, if it's something that's like readily in the household, like if your daughter comes home from daycare and says, hey, there's a dark-skinned girl in class with nappy hair, you might have to try to explain that to your 4-year-old daughter. But what she's expressing right now is just childhood aspirations. I wanted to be a police officer when I was a kid too. I do not want to do that, but it's not because I hate the cops. It's mostly because that job sucks and it doesn't pay well. Like, honestly, it's not because I think the cops are the most cruelest entity in the world. I think the job doesn't pay well to start, and I really don't feel like chasing people and like getting shot at and shit. Like, that's not fly to me. I'm not with that. But to any of my multicultural people, black people, white people, Indian, Middle Eastern, Asian, the Asian community, I would love to hear your critique. I don't want to be super harsh. I just think what she's saying is like, it's fundamentally wrong. I think it's like trying to have a conversation about how babies are made, like trying to have an in-depth conversation with how babies are made with a baby. It's not like, that's not, there's a time and a place for everything. I don't think this is the time or the place. But if you are from the white community, the Caucasian community, the black community, Asian community, Middle Eastern community, and want to have this conversation in the comment section, please, I'm always here to have conversations. Let's, maybe I'm wrong. I'm always fine with being wrong too. I could be wrong. Maybe these are conversations that white parents have to have early with their children also, because 4 is early, but maybe this is a conversation that's happening and been happening. I could be wrong and just misinformed. So if I am, please tell me in the comment section. It's your boy Love Deli. Love Deli Reacts. I'm out.